Hi everyone, so this is going to be a baby ballet video for you to follow at home. So the same sort of thing that I do in class. Obviously I usually have the props and things, but what I'll probably be using is my special magic wand, but I'm sure you can make that yourself. A stick, maybe make a star with glitter, put some ribbon on it like I have, whatever you want. There's a little craft idea as well. And going to be using my little scarves, but obviously you can use a normal scarf, whatever, something nice and floaty. Also got some pom-poms, that could be another crafty idea. And a little bean bag, and maybe a bit later on we'll do some instrument stuff, and you can literally make an instrument out of an empty bottle, put some pasta in it or some rice, decorate it how you want to make different rhythms. But yeah, that's if we get to that. So we need to make sure we keep ourselves nice and warm first, make sure we're wearing something suitable, so any jumpers and stuff, take them off because you're going to get warm. You can wear your ballet shoes, but obviously just be careful because you're doing this at home, that you don't, have anything that can slip. Definitely not socks if you're dancing on a slippery surface, just like I say in class. Bare feet is fine. Yeah, so let's get started. So we're going to warm up first. Now you need to think of the animal you are going to be. Now it has to be an animal that flies in the sky because you need your wings for this one. So you can be a beautiful butterfly, you could be a bumblebee and paint your stripes on. You can be a dragonfly, a birdie, whatever you like. So when I play the music, I'm going to do it, but just to get started, you need to make sure you have your feet tight together and your legs tight together so that I can't see any daylight in between your legs, okay? So behind me is my cupboard, but I don't want to see it, so I need to close my legs together. Stand nice and tall and put your arms out to the side like this. And then what we're going to do with the music as we run, we're going to run on our tippy toes. So lift up your heels and wave your wings all the way up and all the way down. That is how your animal is going to fly high up in the sky. Okay, so I want you to see if your animal can reach the clouds today. All right, that's the aim. I reckon we can do it. So let's get started. Be careful if you're only in a little space. So even if you do lots of turns on the spot, that is absolutely fine. But as long as you keep those legs moving and stay up on those tippy toes. All right, because you're not going to get very high if you don't. Okie dokie, let's go. Flower. Okay, right, I hope that you reached those clouds and that your wings went really, really high, because I know mine did. I went to the clouds, they're really fluffy. All right, so going to do your second warm-up now. So we need to make sure we're standing really nicely for this one. Again, I've got my legs together here. Heels are tight together, and I've got my smiley feet, and I might actually take my socks off so you can see a little bit better, because I've got a blue carpet so you can't see it with black socks very well. So you need to make sure you've got smiley feet, so that if you draw two eyes, your nose, your feet are your mouth, okay? No gaps. And so nice and tall, hands on your sides. And what we're going to do is we're going to create diamonds with our legs like this. So your knees are going out to the side, and then you stretch it and close it back in again so there's no gaps. So you make that diamond shape and then back in. We're going to do it with some claps and some jumps, and when you do your jump, so make sure you bend your knees and then go as far away from the floor as possible and stretch your toes in the air. Okay, and then I want to see a gorgeous ballet spin on the spot. Do whatever arms you like, look like a ballerina in a ballet box. All right, and then find those smiley feet again, and very important. All right, here we go. Find those smiley feet at the end. If not, find them quickly now. Lovely. Okay, so now one of my favourites is where you'll need your little wand. Okay, so this one, you start on the floor. I'm going to make sure you can see my little toesies. All right, legs tight together. If your legs are flopping apart, that is not what a ballerina looks like. And if that is happening, you need to get some special ballet glue and put it on the insides of your legs like this, and then close your legs together and stick. And they're stuck together now, all right? Can't let them go. Now on a lovely straight line down your legs. Now if you see my toes, now you can see them properly. I've got lovely pointy toes. We call these toes good toes, okay? Thumbs up for good toes, give them a clap. Yay! But then if you put your toes up like this, we call them naughty toes. We don't like naughty toes because they're not lovely and pointy. So you tell them off. Naughty, 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 naughty. Okay, so we've got good toes. Yay! And naughty toes. Don't like them. So we're going to practice that, and this time with your magic wands. Now, my wand doesn't work properly if it's just like this. I've got some magic fairy dust inside my pocket, and I need to sprinkle it over the wand, and then it turns all magical. Then when we do it with the music, you need to keep your hand on the floor, and when you sprinkle it over your toes, they turn to good toes. But when you take it away, uh-oh, naughty toes. So good toes and naughty toes. And we're also going to try it one at a time. Okay, now that one is a tricky one, so don't worry if you don't get it straight away, but just try your best, okay? Alrighty, let's do this. And put your wand on the floor for me. So we're not quite finished on the floor, so you stay sitting there. I've just got to change the music. So keep sitting up nice and tall. Now remember that magic fairy dust you had earlier? We're going to need a little bit more for this one, okay, for our magic hands. So get it out of your pockets, rub it together, and you're going to hold it in nice and tight. Okay, stay sitting nice and tall, no slouching down like this. Okay, grow, 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 grow. Perfect. All right, and let's do our hand exercise. Now, nice big hands.
Hand exercise.
Lovely. Okay. So put your one to the side now. Put your one to the side now. And we're going to do some special walking. So like we did your running earlier, you need to stay high up on your tippy toes. But you've got a really, really important job to do. I've got a princess friend and her name is Sophia. And she gave me a call last night and she was really, really sad because a dragon came along and it blew fire all over her castle. Her castle used to be pink and purple and glittery and had loads of grass on the outside, but now it's all turned to black. So we're going to use our magic wands again and we're going to help Sophia and we're going to make her castle all magical again. Alright, so you can decide what colours you're going to add in because she just wants it to be as colourful as possible. It doesn't have to be the same as before, but you make it how you want to. Alright, we're going to do lots of spreading our magic with our magic fairy wands all around. Don't forget the ceilings, the floors, the gardens, everywhere. And I'm going to put loads of flowers in mine because I love flowers. Okay, so let's go and make this castle all good and strong. I'll have to keep you updated whether Sophia is happy or not. I'm sure she will be. Okay, here we go. Okay, so wave your wand on your tippy toes. And down low. And you can even do a little spin around. Sprinkle some glitter. All the way, some flowers. And finish. Lovely. I'm sure you did an excellent job there. Well done. All right, so now one's down and we're going to do some special marching. When you're doing your marching, you have to make sure of a couple of things, that you keep your knees really high, not too high, not up by your shoulder, but up by your belly button. And you need to make sure that your foot is next door neighbours with your knee. This is very similar to skipping too. So if I turn to the side, you can also see that my foot is nice and pointed. So we don't want any flippers on like this. You stretch your toes to make a nice long line down to your tippy toes. Okay, so we're going to do lots of marching around the room. If you haven't got much space, you can do it round in one direction and then round in the other. Maybe do some little ones forwards and going backwards. But just use whatever space you have. If you have a bigger space, then you can do it in a circle or a figure of 8 or a little wiggly worm. Up to you. Okay, so nice and high and nice strong arms. No floppy arms. Bruise. Fantastic. Okay, now I'm going to do a little run and balance. So this is where I use my scarf here. We're going to do a couple of balancing exercises, but this is the first one. So if you have a scarf like this, because you are a little bit smaller than Caroline is, you have to make sure that you hold it properly. So this is my scarf. I'm going to pretend like I'm having a picnic. I bring it up and down until it makes that square on the floor, which I think you can just about see. Now we don't want to pick it up in the corner like this. because it will be down here and on the floor. And as we're running, if we step on that scarf, you are going to slip and slide and fall on the floor. And we don't want that. So, you lay it down, having a picnic. And then you're going to pick it up right in the middle with your middle finger, if you can, and your thumb. And once you've pinched it and picked it up, you hold it there all the time. Don't let it go. So don't be scrunching it up like this, because then you'll lose your place, alright? I've kept mine pinched together, and I know that's in a safe height for me to dance at. Okay, and we're going to make lots of shapes. Running on our tippy toes, you can make figures of 8 like this, swishing side to side. Or you could do little circles, or big circles. Or you could do triangles, squares, diamonds, and a firm favourite is the love heart. Alright, but whichever one you choose today, and if you do it again on a different day, you can choose a different one. Okay, up to you. So we're going to run on our tippy toes, making those shapes. And when I say so, we're going to step our feet together on our tippy toes, reach our scarf to the sky like we're putting it on a big cloud in the sky, but we need to pull our belly buttons in so that we can hold the balance, alright? We don't want to be wobbly jellies like this. Okay, so let's give it a go. So a little run and balance, little run and balance. Alright, again, if you haven't got much space, it's fine, you can still do the shapes, you can do them on the spot. Run, 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 and balance. And if you want to, then you can swap hands. You could do this if you've got a big space as well. It might make it a bit more interesting if you've only got a little space. And then lift up like that. Okay, the aim of the game is to balance for as long as you can. All right, keep those feet together. Well done. Okay, so we're going to try another little balancing one now. I'm going to use the same music. Now, I've got a little bean bag, but if you don't have a bean bag, you can find something else, a toy at home that is soft, but fairly easy to sort of keep on your head. Now, you might find this really easy, you might find it really hard, but the aim is to keep your head facing forward like this, because if you look down at the floor at your feet, that's going to happen. If you lose concentration, someone calls your name, side to side, that's going to happen. If you decide something's really interesting on the ceiling, that's going to happen. Okay, so we need to try and make it as stable as possible. Looking forward, you're going to put your arms out to the side, and a bit like you work in the circus, you're going to walk along the tightrope, okay, one foot in front of the other, trying not to fall off, okay, not to fall on the floor, and trying to keep the beanbag on your head. Now, if the beanbag does fall off, it might do, that's okay, just pick it up again, put it back on your head, and keep going from where you are. There is to be no cheating though. This means you are not balancing if you are holding it on your head. Okay? You need to make sure you're letting go and stand nice and tall. Alright? Here we go. I'm going to start this way. so I did a few different options there, so you can go for any of those. Even if you don't have a bean bag, you could still have a practice of that because it's still good balancing skills. All good. All right, so we're going to use our little pom-poms now, fun times. And we're going to do a bit of a swishy swashy warm up. So, you're going to have them down by your sides. Bend your knees, swing them forwards and backwards. And then we're going to do 2 big circles with our arms going backwards. But as we do that, we have to do an explosive jump. A bit like you're a firework. Okay, so you go bang! And then shake your pom-poms as loud as you can. If you don't have pom-poms, it's fine. You can do it without and just shake your hands like this. But you can still do the action. Explode and wave, okay, at whoever is watching you. So, let's do this. You kept your feet together on those jumps. That's the hardest part, and staying on the spot. So if you haven't quite got that, you can practice that a few times just to make sure you're doing it properly. All right, so the next one is completely up to you what animal you are. You can be a kangaroo, you can be a bunny rabbit, or you can be a froggy. Those are all animals that jump. If you are a kangaroo, you have your hands like this in front of your chest, just like you're a kangaroo. If you want a little baby roo, you can have one of those too, just pretending. And if you are a bunny rabbit, then you have to keep your hands on your ears, which is quite hard to do when you're jumping as well, so I want you to keep them there. Otherwise your bunny ears are going to fall off, and no one wants that. And if you are a little froggy, which we're going to do some froggy jumps in a minute as well, but you need to make sure that you're on the floor, on your toes, with your heels out but your knees out to the side, just like a frog, okay? And then you have your hands on the floor, and these are the biggest jumps of them all, and you have to do an excellent big jump up in the sky, all the way up and all the way down. So try not to just be down here. You want a nice explosive jump up and all the way down. And it's even more fun doing this one if you can do the sound effects, especially of the frog, because that's what I'm going to do in a minute where we do our jumping lily pads. Alright, but for now I'm going to be a kangaroo, maybe a kangaroo for a bit, maybe a rabbit for a bit, who knows, see how I'm feeling. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, well done. So these are a lot of jumping exercises. You don't have to do these all at once because they are very tiring. So if you've just done that one, then maybe you can leave out the next froggy one until the next time you do this. Or you could do the froggy one now if you want to, but just make sure that you've got a drink near you. Now would be a good time to have a little bit of water if you just want to pause it. And I'm just going to get some spotties for my lily pads. Right, so I'm going to go to the end of my kitchen and just do them in a straight line. This is just to show how you need to move, okay? I'm aware not every normal person own spots like these, but when you are a dance teacher, it is essential. But if you do have any markers or any spots to put on the floor, any parents or carers, just make sure that you put them quite close together because they've only got little legs. This has been a challenge before in the past where they cannot quite reach. Now the aim is to get to the end, and hopefully you'll see me when I get to the end. I think I'm tall enough, just about. So yeah, we're going to do those same froggy jumps as I just mentioned a minute ago. Let me just start on this one. I will start at the back though. So you want that position and you're jumping from lily pad to lily pad, okay? The aim is to try and stay in a straight line because these are going to be our stepping stones over a big lake. Now, it's really important to stay on the stepping stones because either side of the big lake, I know that what lives in these waters, and I've got some lovely blue here, which you can see these are my waters, there's a big, hungry, angry crocodile, and I've heard he likes to nip at children's toes and dance teachers' toes, so I have to be careful too. So we need to make sure we stay on the lily pads so that crocodile doesn't come up and go snap and get your toes. Alright, so let's see if we can make it to the end. We can do this, team. I believe in you. Right, here we go. So on your lily pads, froggies, and remember, it's even more fun if you go ribbit at every jump you do. I promise, it's more fun. Left that music playing so that you could just run back and do it again. I've got quite a long space going down here, but if you've only got a small space, it's obviously not going to take as long. But get to the end, run back again. Don't let the crocodile get you though. And hopefully no one got their toes bitten off because we all kept our toes. All right. So while I pick those up, I'm going to do some horsey gallops now. So while I'm doing that, you need to pick a horsey from the special stable and make sure you don't let go, make sure it doesn't run away, and get yourself into a position where you've got your feet together and you're holding the reins of your horsey. Standing beautifully. Now we want nice big gallops for this one. You picked a horsey yourself, so you can tell whoever's with you what colour your horsey is and what you'd like to name your horsey today. This can vary greatly for much amusement, so yeah, I would love any suggestions of names for my horsey too, because I'm a little bit stuck. So yeah, for today I'm just going to call it horsey. If you can't think of any ideas, and maybe you can think of some for me and send them to me. Right, so holding on tight, lovely big horsey gallops, just like you are running a horsey race. Okay, now you can do some extra big ones as well, like you're jumping over hurdles. I'm not going to do it in my living space just because it's not very safe, okay? Because normally I have little hurdles to run over, but just do some extra big ones. But in the home it's probably best just not to put anything down, just for safety. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, lovely. Right, so we're going to move on to skips now. Now this is a tricky one that you might not get straight away. You might be skipping on one leg or finding it quite tricky. But if you go back to those marches and think about where your knees need to be, and I'm just going to break it down slowly as well, but skips is something that is very tricky to learn. So even if you just enjoy the music, running around, try your best to get it, but don't worry if it's not perfect, okay? So you want that knee up by your belly button. The next roll, foot by your knee. And the next roll, lovely pointy toes. Okay, so no flippers like that, remember? Like that, and we need that on both legs, that's not just one leg here. So all you're doing with your skip, lift, hop, put it down. Lift, hop, put it down. Okay, let me do it round this way because it is a little bit quicker with the music, but if you want to just keep it nice and slow, you could just practice that for a little bit without the music. So you've got lift, hop, step, 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 lift, hop, step. Okay, now with the music we're going to do this with our hands by our sides, or if you've got a skirt on you can hold your lovely ballet skirt, but I don't have one, so I'm going to put my hands on my waist like this, and they do go quite quickly, but try your best to get your knees nice and high and lovely pointy toes.